This is the Morning Swim Show for Tuesday, November 30th, 2010. I'm your host, Peter Bush. In the Phoenix Monitor today, we'll talk to Dave Durden. He's the men's head swim coach at Cal. His guys are, at least in my opinion, the odds-on favorite to win the national championship in March. Dave joins us right now in the Phoenix Monitor from Berkeley. Coach, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Peter, I'm doing great. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too. I'm curious, is there any way in the world that you guys don't win the NCAA championship this year?
Absolutely, if we don't score enough points.
Well, when you look at it, I mean, do you guys acknowledge that you guys are the clear favorites this year?
You know, what I've talked to our guys about is, and we consider that such a great compliment that we're considered to be the favorites, or that different swimming pundits out there think that we're the favorites to win an NCAA title. A lot of those compliments are kind of bestowed upon us because of our team's performance last year. So our team this year hasn't quite earned that yet. Although we had a lot of guys on our team last year at NCAAs that are on our team this year. And so we have some work to do with that, and we're certainly appreciative of those compliments. But we do realize that was last year's team that has earned that right, and we're working to earn that, to earn those compliments.
Well, does part of you say, you know, if I don't win this year, who knows when I'll win?
You know, I haven't even thought about it in that respect at all. In really thinking about NC2As, we understand that's a meet in March. We know exactly where it's at. We know it's in Minnesota, and we know it's the last weekend of March, and that's where it's at. We really try and stay in tune to what we're doing in the day or in the next day, and that's where we really try and leave things. I feel like as a coach, if I go down the path and I let my team go down the path thinking about March, we're going to miss a lot of the great experiences that we have each and every day in December. And so we really try not to get, we really work at not getting that far ahead of ourselves.
Okay, at last year's meet, as you mentioned, a lot of these predictions are based on how well you guys swam. I mean, especially those first couple days. It was just lights out, fastest times it seemed like for every guy from Cal that jumped in the pool. Is there anything about the special zone you guys were in then that you think will be difficult to repeat?
You know, when I look at the meet, as I step back as a coach, I look at our athletes and I look at the meet, I feel there is a lot of room for improvement, and a lot may mean something different for me as a coach than people that look at our results. But in having worked with our team, there are guys that I know, especially if you're looking at it from a points perspective, I know that there's guys that can score more points. You know, and that's what I step back and look at. We had some things from a swimming perspective that you know that went our way, and we had some things that didn't go our way, and so we've really have got to improve on those things that didn't go our way. Create our own luck, create our own momentum over the course of that meet, and that's what I look. I look at our guys, and we may have had, you know, one or two that just topped out at how they swam and performed, but I would say the majority of our guys did not, and that's what's exciting. It's like, okay, we can get better, and I think our guys realize that as they step back and look. It's like, man, we can get better and do a better job at this meet and this dynamic.
How's Nathan doing?
He's doing good. He's doing good. You know, coming off the Pan Pac Championships, I think was you know, obviously a highlight of the year, highlight of the summer for him. He came back in and did a nice job in training, but I really feel like in the last couple of weeks he's really developed a nice training momentum, and that's been really encouraging to see. He's done some things in practice that's just been that's been pretty amazing to me as a coach to kind of see, and that's been real encouraging as we head into this time frame.
Well, you guys have a lot of seniors, so you're losing a lot of guys. But the good news for you guys, as we've illustrated here on the Morning Swim Show, interviewing a few of your high-profile recruits that you got coming in. I mean, you had to load up, but you did load up, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, we were very fortunate. It's this year especially, I think if you'd ask a lot of the coaches, polled a lot of the coaches around the nation from a men's swimming perspective, this is probably one of the deepest, most talented classes that has come through in men's swimming, men's collegiate swimming, and maybe the past 5-10 years. And so it was fortunate for us that we were able to make some connection with some great guys. And those guys decided that Cal was where they wanted to continue their swimming and their schooling. And so we're very, very fortunate to have the athletes that we have coming in for the fall.
You know, we talked to Tyler Messerschmidt's coach, here in Phoenix. He thinks the kid is like Olympic potential 2012. I mean, he said he's never seen that much raw talent. But he said he can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to train.
Yeah, I think kids, and more so, I think athletes that have a tremendous amount of talent, and once they come into a level of kind of fully maturing and fully understanding that talent, I think that's when they really start to flourish. And so there's very few 17-year-old males that have a sense of maturity about their swimming as of yet, and I do think Matt is absolutely correct and has done a fabulous job with Tyler in his swimming. And what I look at is that Matt has developed Tyler as a swimmer. That even though Tyler going 43 and breaking Gary's record in the 100 free at the Arizona High School State Meet is a great accomplishment. But this is a young man that is also has a great 200 long course IM in him. So I think Matt has done a fabulous job in developing him as a swimmer, and as Tyler continues to mature and continues to understand what his personal goals are, to say, okay, you know what, I do want to go out and make that 2012 Olympic team. I do want to be one of the best in the world. Once he comes to that crossroads in his career, that's when he's really gonna take off as an athlete.
You guys are going to the short course nationals this weekend?
We are. We're heading out to Columbus, Ohio, and racing out there with the majority of our group. We'll have a couple guys that'll stay back. That'll be going a couple weeks later out to Dubai for World Short Course Championship. So we're just trying to manage a little bit of their travel schedule, school schedule, and get them ready for that meet as well.
Nathan's going to Worlds or Nationals?
He's going to do both.
He's going to do both. What's the ceiling for Nathan Adrian?
I don't know, because there's some things that he has to improve. I mean, I step away from Pam Pax and look at some things that he certainly needs to improve on. There's some things that he did a great job with last year that was a dramatic improvement from 2009 to 2010, and I still think he's working through those things from a 2010 to a 2011 perspective to get better in some areas. I don't know how to answer that question in terms of a time perspective or in terms of a performance or a place perspective. I mean, he finished the world, certainly after Brent swam Commonwealth, he finished the world third in the 100 and second in the 50. So there's still some more hurdles for him to get past, for him to kind of claim that title or that belt of being the best in the world in the 50 and the 100. So there's obviously some definite room for his improvement, and I think his ceiling, whatever that may or may not be, is something that he still hasn't come close to touching yet.
Gold medal in 50 and 100 in 2012, would that be?
Oh, you put me on the spot. You're asking me good questions, man. That's an obvious goal for probably about 6, 7, 8 athletes that are out there in the 50 and 100 freestyle. And Nathan's certainly one of them, and he's put himself in position to attain that goal, much like probably 5, 6, 7 athletes out there have in the last year and a half.
I think it's more like three or four, but I think he's in that group.
He is, yeah, and that's a wonderful place to be, and he takes that with tremendous pride and has respect for that, and we as a program, we as a staff, certainly have respect for that, and I get asked about Nathan a lot, but one of the key components to his training, one of the key components to his development is our strength coach, and Nick Folker. And Nick, just got dialed in with Nathan this summer and did a fabulous job with him, preparing him for nationals and then subsequently for Pan Pacs, and that's been a huge benefit, for me as a coach, but obviously for Nathan as an athlete to have someone with the expertise with Nick working with him on a day in day out basis.
Coach, good luck this weekend.
Hey, man, thank you very much.
All right, good to chat with you. That's Coach Dave Durden joining us in the Finis Monitor from Cal-Berkeley. That's it for today's show. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.